Beyond the Veil patch 11 has been released, currently updating as we speak, and a number of significant changes have been introduced. Notably, the addition to hide your casting and channeling bars from other players that are in a crowded fight, meaning you will have less clutter and you know exactly what you are casting while your other players are just in the background. Faction Warfare, when a zone becomes a backline, all outposts are now automatically changed to the owner of the zone owner. Additionally, an attacking faction that becomes cut off can no longer progress the capture zone, even if the majority of the outposts in the zone are controlled by them. Crystal Arena and 5v5 Crystal League have been reduced from 25 minutes to 24 minutes, not a big thing. However, a really nice thing that has happened is Guild Finder now accepts Discord links, providing flexibility for guild recruitment. With regards to updates, generally to the UI, nametag visibility has changed a little bit, controller interactions and mobile gameplay have been adjusted to make sure they work as intended. The interesting thing is combat balance changes that have been implemented to improve less frequently used abilities. Most notably, there have been changes to arcane staffs, bows, crossbows, maces, swords, quarterstaffs, spears, helmets, armors, shoes, battle mounts, etc. Let's start with the last one. Battle mounts. If you've been around in the Black Zone recently, you might have seen a herd of roving bastions going across the landscape, fighting together as a group. They have been nerfed incredibly, dealing much less damage, meaning the damage will not stack as much. However, they did buff their debuff to damage received to in an AoE, but to 15%. Shoes, mostly they've buffed plate shoes and armor shoes, as they weren't really as effective as they should have been. Judiciary shoes especially and Judiciary helmet have received minor adjustments. What's interesting is with regards to helmets, we see the Hunter's Hood, one of the most popular items in the game, receives significant nerf, a 25% nerf to their damage reflection, as now instead of lasting 4 seconds, it lasts only 3 seconds. It still reflects 85% of the damage, however now it's more of a skill issue that you need to activate it at the right time, and it is quite significant. This is meant to encourage other helmet types to be used. However, I do not see any other helmet type that has been increased, and generally speaking, that's not a good thing. Spears, you have adjustments to the hitboxes, especially the Heron Spear and the Impaling Strike, with the hitboxes having not been really that effective. Quarterstaff, some minor updates to the Black Monk quarterstaff, which isn't really used that much, as it is quite inferior to double blade and to the general quarterstaff. Swords, maces and crossbows all received minor buffs and debuffs, specifically noting the crossbows are now percentage health remaining rather than maximum health, as this will help with the stacking of siege crossbows becoming less effective and wiping out entire groups of people. However, at the same time, having a siege crossbow doesn't mean you are any way weaker. Quite an interesting way they did it. Bows and arcane staffs, just minor changes to how their abilities work. I think one of the biggest changes and important changes is in the Nightfall Abbey. The Blessing of Compassion has been essentially cut in half. It no longer provides as much healing as before, essentially making it ridiculously weaker compared to the other two buffs. And interestingly enough, rather than buffing the other two to making them useful, they removed the only useful one, useful blessing, to make it pretty much not useful in my opinion. The healing has been reduced significantly received by the buff, and the stacking does not affect it as well. As I said, a number of UI changes have been made as well, but overall the biggest changes in this patch are the Hunter's Hood, the Blessing of Compassion, and the fact that you can actually join Discord from the game, because now you can click on the Discord link. Hope you find this video useful. Subscribe to the channel if you want updates, guides, and everything Albion online. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.